Hello, hello. I'm everyone's favorite OSHA violation, Memento. And I'm here with another Steam Next Fest demo. We're gonna hope that my hat stays on my head. Just pretend it's a hard hat, y'all, because today we are talking about Ship Inc. So, a little while back, I played a little game called Lost But Found, where I got to be an overworked employee dealing with way too many people losing all of their things. I promptly fell in love with this quirky little game, lost my hat, and the cute art style of it. So when I saw Ship Inc., I immediately recognized the bright poppy colors, and I knew that I immediately needed to check it out. And now, after playing a whopping 2 hours into the demo, I'm here to tell you about it. And spoiler alert, the demo itself is not actually 2 hours long. You actually only get like several days worth of gameplay, but it's uncapped, so technically I can just keep going, and I have been. So I feel like that tells you a lot about how I feel about Ship Inc. So the first thing I do want to say though is the demo is still missing some features, but like I said, that hasn't stopped me from having a fantastic time with it, and the ultimate goal being to earn $3 million to pay off your house. It's daunting, but I think, crazy enough, it's actually kind of doable in the demo. After 10 days, you're given a pop-up asking you to wishlist, but since you can keep going beyond that, and you can keep putting money in the bank, technically, if I put enough time into it, I can do it. But either way, the game itself is incredibly simple, but sometimes I found the text wordy, so I want to do my best to explain it to you for those who prefer to listen to someone over just reading. The simple answer is, you pack boxes. That's really all That's really all there is to it. I'm gonna lose my hat, guys. But let me break it down for you. So the first thing you do is you get your packing slip. It tells you what goes in each package. Then you need to pull the packages that are roughly packed off the conveyor belt to get the array of items you'll be using that day. Some of these are fragile, others come dirty, and you can clean those dirty items and get a few extra dollars in the process. Anything fragile, you're gonna wrap in bubble wrap. Once you have all your items, you start packing them. You're able to choose between different size boxes, although I'm not sure that small box really serves any purpose, but fine. You're going to lay down your packing peanuts, arrange the items so they maximize the space, make sure you are not like me, and actually rotate items because you can fit more than you think you'd be able to. I just happened to miss how to do it and did not start rotating until much later, and even still, I only do it sparingly. I'm not min-maxing this game. I'm very casual. But once you have that box packed, you tape it up, you apply any of the stickers that you might need, and stick your packing slip on it with the corresponding code. Then just put it on the conveyor belt, and away it goes. Everything about Ship Inc. is relatively simple, but it's in that simplicity that I truly found joy. I liked that I could upgrade my boxes to different sizes, unlock different labels, and even take brand deals for new items. Though the last one I have yet to actually get to because it's very, very expensive. But it leads you to a sort of choose your own adventure style of gameplay where the only limitations are making sure you don't run out of materials and that you can pay your bills at the end of the day. Although I will say one of the interesting things I noticed is that even one day when I did run out of large boxes, I was able to purchase a large box for regular market price. It was not marked up. I went and double checked that. I don't know if it's meant to be marked up, but that definitely made it so that it felt super duper casual, and I wasn't really worried if I forgot to get some boxes. So when I first started playing it, I originally only put a little bit of money into the bank, but when I went back to the game, I started funneling a ton of money into the bank, and I personally found that to be more rewarding. Even though your interest rate is small, it is giving me some passive income, and I actually was able to save up for one of the brand deals guess I need to do that soon. So, to go along with how soothing the gameplay is, the soundtrack is also just as lovely. I really enjoyed listening to it while I played. Though, as I've talked about in a lot of my other cozy games, this is also the sort of game I like to play while I listen to podcasts. But either way, it's very soothing and it kept me quite immersed. I also like that there's an ADHD or autism setting that allows you to turn down sounds that repeat too often. And while this isn't something I particularly needed, I always do appreciate seeing accessibility features that go beyond just the different levels of gameplay. But speaking of the different levels of gameplay, one thing I did notice is that there was no timer on normal mode. So I did give hard mode a try, and I felt this huge jump in difficulty as I had just over 2 minutes to complete all of my packing for that day. And while normal mode boasted having a more generous timer, I never saw one. So I'm honestly not sure if it was bugged that it was essentially normal and casual were the same, or if maybe I just never ran out the timer and it just wasn't visually available to me. I'm not entirely sure, but I did really enjoy it, and I did really enjoy that the experience felt very relaxing and very soothing as I was playing it. So what are my overall thoughts on Ship Inc? Ship Inc left me feeling extremely relaxed, and it's incredible that I really did sink 2 hours into this game without even realizing it. And best of all, I plan to go back to it later, since it's something that I can just relax and play, which is a lot of how I felt when I was playing Lost But Found. Currently, Ship Inc is set to release on June 23rd, 2025, so by the time this video goes up, that is 15 days away. So if you are interested in this game, hey, the demo's out now, and if you want to play the demo and find out for yourself. If this video is enough, absolutely jump right in. We do not know what the pricing is going to be, but I am going to look at what Lost But Found is, a game that is very similar to Ship Inc, and I will let you know. So Lost But Found is actually a $7 game that is currently on sale for just over $4. So I feel that Ship Inc will most likely be around the same amount. Not exactly the same amount, but around the same amount, just given that to me personally, it felt like generally similar amount of gameplay. Editing memento here, but it is actually $9.99, but currently on sale in the Steam Summer Sale for $5.99. Haha, if I had gotten this video out on time, I wouldn't have to worry about that, but editing memento to save the day. So if you're looking for a relaxing game about resource management, I genuinely think Ship Inc is the game for you, and I'm absolutely putting this on my wish list. I'm looking forward to it coming out June 23rd, mark your calendars, because it really was relaxing. I found this so nice to sink some time into, and I want to pay off my mortgage. So if you enjoyed this video, catch my hat for me, give it a like, leave a nice little comment, and maybe even subscribe so that you know every time I upload a new video. And with that being said, I am going to smack this hat on my head, and I will see you in the next Steam Next Fest demo. Ready, steady, bye!